So this is one of my latest impulse purchases from eBay, and as you can see, it's looking a bit worse for wear, shall we say. But I'm recording this intro after I've already started work on it, so this case is just empty at the moment. I thought I'd bag myself a real bargain though, if I could get it working, and spoiler alert, it really doesn't work. This is going to be quite a lengthy repair video, which is why I split it into two. But the thing that I thought made this particularly worth buying was I thought I'd bagged myself an issue 1. Now, if you know anything about a Spectrum, you'll know instantly probably why I thought that. But I won't spoil it for now. We'll jump into opening the thing up, which will prove to be an ordeal in itself, and hopefully you enjoy it. And hopefully in part 2, somewhere in the future from now, I will be able to get this fully up and working. I don't know what I'm going to do with the case. I may keep the black bit. Clearly the keyboard surround has completely had it. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and look out for part 2. If you like this sort of stuff, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and perhaps even a subscribe. So here she is, and wow, yeah, looks pretty bad. I think that's fair to say. I've not opened it up yet. Can't see much inside. The bit that really concerns me, other than for the fact that it looks like it's come out of a skip after 10 years, is that these screws are rusty. And that makes me think that this has been either stored somewhere very damp, or it's been submerged in water, which could prove to be quite an issue. But on a positive note, I still think this is an issue 1, and I'll tell you for why. Let me just keep the end shot and move in one of the later ones. Yeah, this one looks a bit better. But what I noticed on the eBay advertisement is, and it's not always easy to tell, but the keys looked much grayer. This one, the later ones have like a bluey tinge to it, whereas the early ones are always grey. And I don't think this is colour fading. I think this is the colour of the keys. I think this is an issue 1. So the only way to establish that is to open it up, and that will give me much more of an idea as to what sort of repairs we'll potentially be looking at, other than the cosmetic repairs. Right, let's flip her up. Right. Not sure if there's even any screws left. These may end up having to be drilled out, but let's see if we can get any of them out to begin with. This will be a bigger screwdriver bit. Let's try a slightly bigger one. Yep, that's absolutely not working. And that is just rust. I think these are generally so bad, I'm going to have to drill these out. Yeah, as soon as I touch them, they're just literally falling apart. Not even sure if there's actually a screw in there. I think that one, the head might have just snapped off anyway. Maybe not. Difficult to tell. It is. This is bad. This is not a good sign. Right. Let's drill them out. So it's going to be potentially quite tricky to film and do, but I'll give it a go. I've gone with a smaller drill bit. All I want to do is just take the head off. Let's keep going round. Slowly getting there. Right, let's just spin it round. I think we're getting there. I just don't want to just jump straight in with a big drill bit. Now, is there anything in this hole? I think there will be. Slowly. We are slowly getting there. Now, do you think a bigger drill bit? Now, I've got a bigger drill bit. The idea is I've got myself a little bit of a pilot hole now to guide in the bigger bit. And what I'm hoping I can do is just take the head off. Then I can get the case apart without, hopefully, drilling too much of the case, because I don't know at this point if I'm going to try save the case. Is that part free? It's not, is it? I just need to go a little bit further. I think that'll be free. What? Maybe not quite. Maybe a fraction more. So I'm getting the plastic now, which I don't want to do. I think that must be enough. Let's try this one. That one's gone way too far and potentially hit the board, which is annoying. Never mind. Right, will this come apart? No. Right, so that's coming apart. Yep, that's coming apart. That's got that. Tell you what, let's get rid of that as soon as it's falling off. Right. Right, well, we've got it apart. Let's see what damage we've done. Let's see what damage I've done. The ribbon cable is obviously goosed. It's absolutely seized in there. I'm probably going to need new connectors, which is fine. Let's just have a good look. So apparently it's not an issue 1, it's a 4A. Sorry, my stupid thing stopped recording. So we've got ourselves an issue 4A. Do love the colour of the motherboard, the yellow though. Got a bit of discoloration. Like I say, the keyboard connectors will probably need to be replaced because those were seized in nice and good. Yeah, so it's not an issue 1 like what I thought it was. The modulator looks absolutely trashed, but that may clean up. What do you think? So it's not the early one that I was hoping for, but we've got, it could have been a lot worse, other than a slight bit of damage there down at the corner. It's not hit any of the traces, unless there's any on the underside there, which I don't think there will be. I think we shall be good to go, so to speak. Right, let's see if we can get this board out. See if this centre screw will come off to begin with. It's rather crumbly. But no, that's good. Now, let's get some pliers. Let's see if we can turn this out from this side. It's not doing a lot. Will this board just lift off over this? I don't think the screws are holding it. Should just slide off, surely. Right, let's be careful, Simon. There she goes. Wow. Well, I'm not going to be precious about keeping the case. What's the underside like? Yeah, somebody's been here before me, which would be confirmed by the guarantee void if seal broken sticker. So what have we had done to it? Now there's the obvious bit for the CPU socket. I don't know if this CPU is normally socketed on these machines. Not on this issue board. I would have thought probably not, because they aren't on the others. So it's had a CPU replacement, and all this looks really crusty. Don't know if that'll clean up or whether it's just whether it's rust or what. That'll need a good clean. And then what we've got on the far side of that, potentially had some transistor work there. Maybe one of those transistors have been replaced. So that looks a little bit of a different colour as well. Well, I've not had a 4A board before, so I'll be quite interested to see how this performs. Right, so I've had a bit of a think, and this is going to be my working strategy. The barrel jack looks okay. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it doesn't look too bad. I may replace that if I've got continuity problems with that connection. But for now, what I'm thinking is, before I start putting power into it, I'm going to want to check to see if it's got some form of output. I know I've got a good power supply because it didn't come with this. And what I'm thinking is, to begin with, I just want to see if I've got a display. Now, potentially if there's a fault on the board, running power through it could cause further problems. But that's going to be my strategy. I'm going to replace the RF modulator, and first things first, I'm going to see if I've got a picture and then take it from there, and then move on and swap out all these capacitors, replace those, because that's going to be a potential point of failure and problems. I've got loads of spares. I've been stripping my donor board of bits and pieces, so I've got plenty. It's not like I've got plenty of bits to swap out on this. So let's see if we can get this RF modulator off. So I'll be using my newly acquired desoldering gun, which is amazing. It might be a bit too fat for that, so let's just see how we get on. I think the first thing I'm going to do is just bend these legs, because otherwise they're not going to want to come through anyway. So let's straighten the legs. Right. So there's no way my desoldering gun's going to fit that, so we're going to go to, I think, plan B. So I think first thing I'll do is just give it a bit of fresh solder. There we go, thereabouts. It's really sucking the heat away. We've got some fresh solder in there anyway. Ish. Right. Let's just see what we can wick up from. See if we can wick some of this solder up now. Just see if a bit of hot air will help get rid of the remainder. It's getting too hot to hold. Let's bob the top off. Right, managed to get the lid off, which was a real pain because it's all rusted on. Yeah, let's try. Make sure those wires are out of the way. Let's try taking it off with the hot air again. This time without my fingers in the way. I think if I put a little flat screwdriver in underneath, just give me a little bit of leverage whilst I'm applying the hot air. Let's see how that works for me. Which also mean I'd have burned my damn fingers. Yeah, it's coming away nicely. That's the bottom side free. So a bit more hot air down here. There we go. Give those holes a bit of a clean up. Then we can put the new one in. Bit stubborn. Let's just put a bit of flux on here. Let's get rid of the end bit. Should be plenty. Maybe try from the top side. Still got a little bit of solder in the hole. I think we've got that. Right, let's just tidy up. Right, let's just give this area a bit of a clean up, because a bit of IPA. So I don't think there's any solder left in those holes. It's looking a bit better, isn't it? Let's do the same with this side, eh? Is that going all the way through? Just crap in there. Yeah, just a bit of crap. Let's put some IPA down. Yeah. See daylight through there. Be good for refitting. Fine. Right. Let's put the good one back on. Right, just swapped over that shield. So that one's better. So that's going to pop through nicely. Right, bit of persuasion and it's in. Let's solder those two up. Right, turn my soldering iron back up. So time to warm up now. I'm going to have to turn it up even a bit more. I'll tell you what, let's put some hot air into this. Right, it's wicking away too much heat from my soldering iron, so let's preload it with some heat from the hot air gun. Right. See how that does. Not quite enough yet. Put some hot air on. Right, let's try that again. Much better. Let's put some more hot air on it. Not quite happy with it yet. Yes, that's much better. Right, let's try the other side. See if we can avoid the hot air. Put some hot air on. How's that? Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with that. If refocus. Yeah. We'll get the signal wire in, then just give it a bit of a clean, I think. Bit of flux. Perfect. Let's just trim the excess bit off. Super. So now for the moment of truth with my janky setup. Do we have a picture? Okay. So we're halfway there. We have a picture. That's a good start. Right, let's go and find my diagnostic cartridge and see if we can get any further. Well, that is the end of part 1. And I really had hoped I'd get further than what I have in this video, but it's already long enough as it is. I didn't want to speed anything up or edit things out, because if you're in a similar position to me, then the bits that I'm doing, you may find of particular benefit. And if I've just skipped through it, then you're not going to get that, are you? And if you're watching it and it's not relevant to you, then there's always a fast forward button, isn't there? So I hope you appreciate that. All that's left for me to do is thank you for your support through 2023. I wish you a happy 2024. Don't forget, if you want to see part 2, to give me that thumbs up and a subscribe. And I will see you hopefully very shortly with part 2 of this video. Thanks very much and bye for now.